Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, sorry. It's good morning over here. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mario Cassar from the Marketing and Communications Office of the University of Malta, and I am responsible for the general student recruitment of the University of Malta. Okay. I assume that most of you have already heard about Malta. Malta is a small island in the middle of the Mediterranean, very close to Italy. We are part of the European Union, and we are also part of the Schengen area, meaning that a visa or a residence permit to Malta would allow you entry to most of the European Union countries. Okay. As in currency, we use euro, and nowadays in Malta, we have about 25% or even more of our population are European foreigners from several countries who work in Malta. Malta, we have an issue of under-unemployment. We don't have enough employees for the industries we have created over the years, and this has in the recent years boosted the economy significantly. This morning I have prepared a short presentation for you about our foundation program. As a university, just to give you some introduction about our university, is a relatively old institution in the sense it was established in 1592, a long time ago. We evolved as an institution and we became a state university. So nowadays we are still a state university. Our first campus was in Valletta, which is the capital city of Malta. Nowadays, University of Malta is situated in the central part, in the very center of the island, very well connected to any other part of the island, because we are just right next to a bus hub. We have 4 campuses. We have this main campus, the one in Msida, the one in Valletta is still operational. We use it, which means the original campus. We still use it for conferences. We have another campus in Gozo, which is the sister island, and another campus in Marsaxlokk, which is a fishing village in the south of Malta. Okay. Our university is a full-fledged university, so technically you can study any degree at our university, ranging from humanities to medicine, social sciences, science, ICT, you name it. We have all the degrees that a normal university would have. Our language of instruction is in English. We are very influenced by the British system. Probably the reason is that Malta was a British colony for almost 100 years. We got the independence in 1964 from the British Empire, but the influence of the education is still there. So this leads me to the foundation program that normally is required for students who have 12 years of education instead of 13. I understand that you may have different interests, but it might be that some of you are more interested in the medical foundation. Can you kindly confirm? So if your interest is focused on the medical foundation, I would focus my presentation and more details on the medical foundation. I don't know. I mean, let me know what you think.
Mario, could you conduct the medicine-related thing, the last part of the session?
Come again?
Yeah, could you explain the medicine program, the last part of the session, so the student, the the general session will be the beginning and the last part of
Yes, okay. So I am going to start with a presentation. Please let me know if you don't understand something. At the end, I will take any questions from you. And obviously, if I have missed something which is of importance to you, please let me know. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Can you see my presentation? Just give me a second, please. Are you seeing my screen, Yumiko?
Yes, we can see. Could you put the slideshow, use the slideshow to see the big screen?
Just a second, just a second. Give
Okay.
me a second. Okay, I think now it's okay, right?
Yes.
It's acting okay. Finally. Okay, so who are we and what we do at our foundation school? So the foundation school is a very important part of the University of Malta. Essentially, we have a dedicated team of people who are specifically employed at university to take care of students who enter to the foundation program. So which would mean that as foundation students, you would have almost individual one-to-one attention. All the pathway programs are 1 year, one academic year. That would mean starting in October up to January, that would be the first semester. The second semester would be from February till end of May, and then the first 2 weeks of June will be allocated for the exams. So it is one academic year. If you look at the solar year, it is about 9 months of teaching. During 1 year of studies at foundation level, you will have 60 ECTS. ECTS are what we refer to as credits. It's the European Credit Transfer System, and each credit is equivalent to 7 hours of teaching. So with 60 ECTS, you will have about 420 hours of teaching, and obviously that does not include tutorials which the students might require as they go along their student journey. Okay. The main intention of the foundation is to bridge the content, skills, and competencies, which basically here what we're saying is students coming from countries or from education systems where they lack the last year of high school. We would help them through the foundation to be prepared to enter not just at our university, but they can go to any other universities, because our foundation is recognized, and we had several students who attended foundation at our university and then eventually moved to other countries. our main pathway programs are the following. So we have the medical, dental, and the light health. These they have a lot in common, these three. At our university, we have a medical school, which is at the main hospital. It's situated in the main hospital of Malta. And the hospital is right next to University of Malta. So the building you're seeing behind me is the main entrance of the University of Malta. It's the gateway building, we call it, the one that you're seeing behind me as a backdrop. That is facing the hospital. So on the other side, there is the hospital where the students would be studying medicine. In the same hospital, there is also a faculty of dentistry. Dentistry is also a very important faculty at our institution. We take a very minimum number of students every year because obviously dentistry, for dentistry, individual attention is a must. I mean, students, they have to be one-to-one with the tutor to learn this particular to be able to become dentists. Okay. The allied health, we have a faculty of health sciences, which is as well situated at the main hospital. And from this faculty, students can opt for degrees ranging from nursing, midwifery, physiotherapy, and these kinds of health professions. Then we also have a science stream, a science pathway program, which basically would lead you to courses such as engineering, ICT, architecture, and all the other courses which are related to math, physics, and sciences. We have also a pathway program which would lead to humanities ranging from languages, international relations, sociology. There are several, and all the humanities. We have a faculty of arts at this university, which is quite a big faculty at our university, and they do offer a vast range of courses in humanities. So basically, with a foundation in humanities, students would go to this faculty. We also have social sciences ranging from marketing, social work, and there are several areas. We have a specific faculty dedicated for social well-being, which also offer a wide range of courses in social sciences. As well, business studies, we have a specific, as you can imagine, course in business studies, pathway program in business studies, leading to courses related to any business-related degree. And finally, we also have introduced very recently a pathway program that would lead to tourism studies. We have an institute for tourism studies at this university, which basically also takes students, and students can end up with a bachelor in honors degree in tourism studies. Who can apply to our courses? So basically, students, they have to complete their post-secondary studies. Following your grade 11, you would go to high school, and then following that, you would be eligible to apply to our foundation program. And obviously, you would require the English proficiency result, which in this case, I am giving the example of the IELTS because IELTS is the most popular exam that students submit when they apply with our university. IELTS is required at 5.5 at this level, and it is important that you have at least the score of 5 in all the components. So in each component, you require 5, and the overall average has to be a minimum of 5.5. Obviously, students that can enter this course, they have to require the bridging program to meet UM requirements. So students who were already at a university and studied at university level, they cannot enter through this pathway program because they have already studied at university level. Obviously, such students can be considered if they have the qualifications for a direct entry to one of our several courses that we have. As I said in the beginning, normally what distinguishes the British system from other education systems is the number of years of education. In our system, it is mandatory that to enter university, you require 13 years of education. Some of the countries around the world, they require 12 years of education. And to bridge for that particular year, we do offer the foundation program. What is the pre-foundation program? We have also introduced in the recent years, realizing that some of the students, especially when we're dealing with courses such as medicine in this case, they would require that extra that extra push or that extra individual attention to make it to medical degree, because the medical degree, admittedly, is one of the most difficult courses that we have. In Malta, we only take the super best students that make it, that manage to get their A levels at grade B or better. So you can imagine you would be mixing with the best students on the island. So we have created this pre-foundation to further prepare students in case they require additional support. So some of the students, they apply for the foundation. They unfortunately, or they wouldn't meet the requirements for the foundation, especially in medicine, okay? And we do offer them the possibility of an extra year before the foundation. So they will have a year where we prepare them. They will start being prepared for the foundation, and they will be mingling with the actual foundation students during that particular year. And eventually they proceed to the foundation program and then to the course. I know it is an additional year, but we have realized from experience, we have learned from experience that some students that before they were actually being rejected for the foundation because they lack a particular element, managed through the pre-foundation to make it to the actual degree, and they completed the degree successfully following the 2 years at foundation level. So essentially, that is the pre-foundation program, which if you have any questions, I can at the end also elaborate on that. So how is the selection of students done? Students, they have to submit an online application. Our application is available online. The deadline of the applications is normally mid of July. This year, we have extended the deadline up to the 22nd of August because COVID has, for a short period of time, put us out of track, especially the local students. They had to sit for their A levels later than usual. So to accommodate students, both local and international, we have decided this year to extend the application deadline to practically mid-August. So the application will be submitted online. As soon as we receive your application, it is important that with your application, you submit all the required documents, which would basically include a copy of your passport and all your qualifications. This is very important. I mean, all your qualifications, transcripts, results, they have to be submitted in English, translated to English with the application. Following that, and as well, allow me to go one step back. As well, it is important to submit the English certificate. Once this is submitted, the evaluation starts, and they would if they feel that you can actually be accepted, you have the requirements to be accepted, they would call you for an online interview. The online interview is normally done for two reasons. First reason is that if they are convinced that the student is a good student, it would be kind of an interview to meet with the student and make sure that the student is prepared. Because, as I said, especially with particular reference to the medical degree, we have to make it clear to the student that this is a difficult but not impossible. Let me make it clear. It is a laborious path. I mean, it's not an easy route. It's not, you're not okay for the students. So we have to make sure that the students are prepared. And if the students convince the interviewing board at the foundation school, they would proceed. In most of the cases, this is the main reason why the interview is conducted. In some cases, they ask for an interview because they will have some doubts about the qualifications, in the sense that they would like to know if the student, for example, is good in maths, or if the student has any difficulty with a particular subject, or if the students, if we're going to mention medicine again, has this particular element in human biology, for example. That is very important, because without it you will struggle. And why do we do these interviews? The intention of these interviews um, uh, are basically to favor the student, in the sense that we don't want to bring a student all the way from Japan to Malta, and then the student realizes that this course is going to be hard, or this course is not the course suitable for him or for her. So at the point of the interview, the interview would minimize as much as possible that occurrence. Okay, we don't want you to bring you here if you're not prepared for one of the courses. This is the reason why we interview students at this stage. Okay. And finally, following the interview, an admission decision would be communicated to you via email. Okay. So what would happen? I mean, if you look at the general approach of the program of studies of all the pathway programs, not just the medicine, basically what you would be taught is academic English. And the academic English that you would be taught, it would be specific technical vocabulary that you would require for that particular course. So, for example, if we use the example of medicine, during the foundation year, you would be taught medical English. It would be specific medical English. So when eventually you enter the course, you would be able, when you're writing your assignments, to write in good medical English, because it's not just writing in English, but it has to be medical English. And this is the main objective of the foundation. This is what you would be, what the foundation would be focused on. Okay. As well, during the year of foundation, there are several available resources, both at the library and at the school, that are available for the students to make use of them. Okay. So this would be also, there would be tutorials, online material that you can actually refer to and then discuss it with your lecturers. As I said, this school is a small school, so you would have access to the lecturers on a daily basis. Okay. These are the main components of the medical, dental, and health sciences stream: human physiology, biochemistry, autonomy, genetics, research, reasoning, and successful, obviously, students can apply for medicine and surgery, dentistry, and even podiatry. Podiatry is something that I haven't mentioned before, but podiatry is also a possibility. Um, a possibility. Okay, these are the science, the main components of science. Again, you have math, you have physics, computer science, programming, logic, research, and reasoning. And students who successfully apply Successful students could apply for engineering, computer sciences, built environment, which is architecture. This is the humanities stream. During the humanities foundation, these are the main components. You will have philosophy, history, sociology, some psychology, communication, entry-level French, research and reasoning. Then successful students could apply for history of art, archaeology, classics, international relations, and several other courses. This is the business stream. We have a very big business faculty at this university, which has applied the 3+2 model, which is basically the 3+2 model is that students would first read for a bachelor degree, Bachelor of Commerce degree, following which they would have the option that they study for 1.5 years and they end up with a Master of Science in the subject. So this is a model that is being adopted by several institutions in European Union. Okay. This is similar to the other one, but obviously it would lead to this stream of it's more streamlined towards tourism studies. And students who successfully finish the foundation in business studies dedicated to tourism, they can move to apply for the BA in tourism studies. Basically, this is the presentation I have for you, which was focused on the foundation programs. However, allow me also to add some general information about the University of Malta. As I said, I mean, the University of Malta, it's in a central location in Malta. And I would like to gladly announce that as from this year, we are going to have a residence right next to campus. And what is the advantage of the residence is that it is just 2 minutes away from campus on foot. And it is also very, very, very close to the hospital. So basically, students who would be studying medicine at this university eventually would move to the medical school. The medical school is in the hospital. Sometimes you will have lectures on the main campus. It's very easy to walk from the hospital to the university because they are very close to each other. And now the student village is going to be right in the middle between the hospital and the University of Malta. What you would do with a degree in medicine? Why is our degree prestigious, and why we say a medical degree from Malta? It's one of our flagship courses that we promote out there. First of all, there is a lot of demand for our program locally and internationally, for the simple reason that our degree is a medical degree is recognized by the British government. So technically, someone who graduates from University of Malta can go and work in the UK and specialize in the UK. And there is a full recognition by the UK government and vice versa. So we do recognize the UK medical successful students, and it is vice versa. So this is one of the main advantages. There are several doctors who graduate from University of Malta and they move to UK or even to other countries, but particularly UK, because there is this agreement between the governments which recognize the University of Malta as one of the schools, of the medical schools under the British curriculum. So essentially, what would mean is that when a student finishes the degree, the student has to work, the doctor, because then you would be a doctor, they have to work for 2 years in a hospital. Technically, a student who finishes at University of Malta can go and work in a UK hospital. They can stay in Malta, obviously, but they can as well go to a UK hospital. I don't know if you have any questions for me. I would gladly make myself available for any questions. You also have my email over there. Feel free to send me any emails if you have, if you think of other questions in the due course. But I mean, you have the opportunity now to ask me any questions you might have. Thanks.
Hello, Mario. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Could you explain about the environment or the goodness in Malta? So they will be charmed by the goodness of the Malta, I think, or like a tuition fee or something like that.
Okay, so the tuition fee, let's start with the tuition fee. The tuition fee for the foundation in medicine is 16,000 euros. Okay, 16,000 euros is the foundation for the medicine. For the other,
Go ahead.
Hello, I didn't get that.
Yeah, I would like to know the other foundation program.
Yes. The other foundation programs, all of them, the tuition fee is 6,600 euro per year, because it's just a year. It's so 6,600 euro for the other foundations. The medical foundation is 16,000. There is a difference there.
I know that the several students might need a pre-medicine. In that case, how much will it be?
It's 16,000. The medicine is 16,000.
Medicine means that it's included the pre-medicine foundation.
No. The medicine foundation is 16,000.
How about
the pre-foundation, you mean?
Yeah.
The pre-foundation it's 16,000 as well. That would be 16,000 as well.
So in that case, 32,000.
Exactly. That would be 32,000, yes, for the first 2 years.
How about for the undergraduate program for each subject?
The pre-foundation for
no, I mean that the undergraduate program for the university itself.
Yeah, okay. So let me give you a breakdown of all the costs. Actually, if you give me a moment, I will find it online and I will share it with you. Just give me a moment. Just a second, Yumiko, because I think if I'll do it this way, it will be better. So this is actually, I am going to share with you on the chat so that you will have it, the list of costs, the list of tuition fees. But in the meantime, I'm going to explain to you as well. Can you see my screen with the list of courses?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so basically here are the fees for non-EU students. In this case, let me see where the foundation programs are, because I think they are not included in this one. But in any case, I can give you the cost, not a problem. And just a second. So basically, if you go on our course finder, when you're searching for the courses, the fees are always there. So if you're searching for a particular course on our website, you would find all the courses there. However, I'm going to give you a breakdown of the cost. If it is an undergrad, which is humanities or social sciences, the fee is 8,500 per year. Okay. If, however, the course is a science-based program, the fee then is 10,000. It's 10,400 per year. So when it's a science-based subject, it is slightly more expensive. Okay. Then for the medicine and dentistry, those are the most expensive courses that we have. And in that case, it is 26,000 per year, 26,000 euro per year. Okay. I don't know if I have answered your questions, Yumiko. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much.
But if I may, I can share with you an example. Like, for example, so here, what you have here, this is the course finder. So if you go on our website, and like, for example, here, this is our main website, our main page, okay, which is um.edu.mt, or you can just go um.mt and you will land on this page. If you write, for example, medicine as a keyword here, you will get all the courses that we offer in related to medicine. So this is the doctorate, okay, just to use as an example. And if you look here, you can see a number of titles, subtitles, and one of them is fees. So if you click here, you will have the fee quoted here. Okay. So in all cases, like, for example, if I'll go back and I'll type in foundation, because we call it foundation program, the foundation, you will have all the offered foundations. Is the one I mentioned, like the podiatry, the business studies, tourism. So let me find the one in medicine, which is this one. So again, you will have the course overview, and here you have the fees and funding. Okay, as you can see, right now the costs are less because this is being offered due to COVID. It's being offered online. So instead of 16,000, this year we're charging 12,500. Okay, we have discounted that due to COVID. One important thing I wanted to highlight as well, now that we are on this page. So when you visit, when you land on these pages with the courses, if you go all the way down here, the program of study, and you click here to open, you would find the very detailed program of studies available. Okay, in this case, it's not available because it's being updated, because because it's late in the year. But if we go on another course, for example, like this one, let's go for the doctor and surgery. You will have all the details of the course here. You see? So you would have year one, what you are going to study in year one, what you would be studying in year two, semester one, and you have all the details here, year two, year 3, all the details are written here. And even the study units, these are the CTS, the number of credits for each study unit. And even if you click on each of them, you would have the information about the actual study unit. Because of course, the program is composed of a number of course units, the modules, which in this case, okay? You will have the description, learning outcomes, and the readings required for each of them. And also you have the method of assessment. So you would know how you are going to be assessed for that particular credit as well. So the details are there. I mean, if you have to search for them, I do admit that some of them are difficult to find. You have to navigate through the website. But in any case, I mean, if you encounter any difficulty, please do contact us. And if you go on the courses here, you would have the availability to chat with one of our representatives as well. So if I'll go again on medicine, for example, and I'll go on this course just for the sake of going on this course, and I'll go for request more information. All the courses here, they have the option request for more information. Okay, so you can leave your details here and communicate with us. And as well, as you can see, there is the chat option where you can chat with one of our representatives. I don't know whether you have any more questions for me. Please feel free to ask any questions. I would be glad to get to answer you.
Any questions とか学生さんあります？今ね、お話の中にはなかったんですけど、大学の普通の医学部以外の学部に関しては3年間で卒業できます。1年間のファンデーションに加えて3 years の、アンダーグラジュエットプログラムということになるので、トータル4年間で大学卒業することになります。
Yumiko, I see that you have typed in a question here. Okay, so let me speak about Malta in general. Okay, so Malta, we as an island, we are very, as I said, we have 25% of our population nowadays are coming from different countries. We are becoming a very international island. It is a very safe island in the sense that criminality rate is practically marginal. We do have petty crimes but compared to other countries, we are still very safe. Okay, and that is one of the main advantages, I believe, of Malta. We do have mild winters, very, very mild winters. Summer can be a bit tough, but otherwise, the climate in Malta is very kind to us. Okay, we have 10 months of summer here, of sunshine here in Malta, with a few weeks of rainfall between December and February. And we use euro as a currency. As I said, if you have a residence permit to stay in Malta, that would give you access to all the Schengen area, which would mean all the European Union countries with the exception of Cyprus. Malta is also, we are also, given that we have a lot of international people, there is a high level of tolerance, I would say, and we do recognize other cultures. We are open to other cultures. As a religion, Malta is a Roman Catholic. Most of the people are Roman Catholic here in Malta, and there are a lot of churches everywhere in Malta. I mean, people are not. they don't practice Roman Catholic as they used to, but there are a lot of churches in Malta. I mean, Valletta is the capital city. It's a beautiful city which was built by the Knights of St. John. It overlooks the Grand Harbor. And on the other side of the Grand Harbor, there are the three cities, which essentially those are the they kind of, if you go there, you would understand the history of Malta, because Malta was under the Knights of St. John for a long time, and they left a lot of buildings here in Malta, which we still use nowadays. If you go, like, for example, the office of the Prime Minister here in Malta, it's one of the buildings left to us by the Knights of St. John. Basically, I don't know what if you have any technical questions. I mean, yes, here Yumiko's showing you some pictures of our beautiful island. Basically there are three islands. The main island is Malta, which is the biggest island. Then there is Gozo, which is the sister island. Yes, okay, thank you, Miko. The sister island with just 40,000 inhabitants, the smaller island. And then there is that small island in the middle, which is Comino. Okay, Comino is a small island with just four people living on that rock. And there is a hotel there, and there is the beautiful Blue Lagoon, which is one of the best beaches we have in Malta. The Blue Lagoon, it's an I mean, it's a must. If you come to study to Malta, you have to go at least once to the Blue Lagoon and enjoy a day at the Blue Lagoon. This is the Blue Lagoon I was mentioning before. As in connection flights, we are very, very well connected with the mainland in Europe. Also, there is by air. I mean, you can catch one of. There are several low-cost airlines operating to Malta and to the main cities in Europe, and also to other cities, to other countries which are outside the European Union as well. There is a catamaran that travels between Malta and Sicily. Sicily is in Italy, 4 or 5 times a day, depending on the season. So that is also an option for people living in Malta to travel if they would like to travel further north. Basically, I cannot think of anything else about our beautiful island. But what I can tell you from experience is that most of the students, sometimes they come to Malta and they are a bit skeptic about Malta, because Malta is very small. It is just 36 kilometers from one point to another. But what I can tell you from experience, that most of the students, they don't want to go back because Malta it's practically like a big city. You will find everything here in Malta nowadays. We are a country, we are a state, so we function as a state, but at the same time, the distance is of a city. Malta is like a big city. That's what it is. And I think that is a big advantage. As well, something about food. We do have nowadays a number of Japanese outlets serving food. Additional to that, we are very influenced by the Italians, who are very close neighbors to us. So you will find several Italian restaurants, pizza. I mean, nowadays, I remember a time when you would go to Rome, or we would go to Italy, and we say, oh my God, this is the best pizza I have ever tasted. Nowadays, that is not anymore, because the Italians, they moved to Malta and they are doing pizza here. So that is just an example. I mean, there are several Italian restaurants. There are what you can imagine. I mean, all the brands are here in Malta. We have several shopping complexes here in Malta nowadays as well. So economically, Malta has grown significantly in the last 10 years. we have done a lot of progress economically, and this obviously is attracting the attention of several investors and several employees that are coming to work here in Malta. Financial services are very strong here in Malta as an industry, and as well gaming. We do have several companies in gaming, and these are attracting good workers from other countries. One important thing I would like to mention as well is the cost of living. Despite all the economic progress that we have experienced, a cost of living, as in day to day, it's still cheaper from our neighboring countries, in the sense that to cost of living here compared to UK, for example, or to London, or to Rome, or to Berlin in Germany, or one of the countries close to us. I mean, Malta, it's still cheaper. The only thing that has increased, I would say, significantly in the recent years is rent. So if you come to Malta and you prefer not staying at the student residence or the student dormitory, call it whatever you like, but you prefer to stay in an apartment close to University of Malta due to high demand from several other people, because as I said, we have influx of people coming in to work here in Malta, rent has increased. And so when you compare the rent here in Malta to the rest of cost of living, the rent is expensive. So that is the only thing I would say that one has to consider again. And when I say expensive, just to give you an idea, an apartment very close to university, that would mean that you don't have to catch a bus in the morning, you just walk to campus. It would cost you, a studio apartment would cost you between 800 to 1,000 euro per month. However, most of the students, what they are doing nowadays, they share apartments. So with 1,200 to 1,300, you would probably find a good 2-bedroom apartment close to University of Malta, and then you can share the rent with someone else who would be using the other bedroom. So 2-bedroom apartment, that is another possibility that you can opt for. As I said, I mean, and I would like to highlight this, we now have our residence. We have a residence. We had a residence for the past 10 years or so, but it is a bit far from university. It's 3 kilometers away. But now we do have a residence right on campus. So students, they are going to be on campus. And that it is going to be cheaper than having an apartment outside the university. The residents would have an option of sharing, kitchen, sharing bedroom, several combinations, bedroom on your own, or as well, you have the option of having an entire apartment, small apartment for your own. It is going to be in a student hub. We're calling a student hub. There will be several chain restaurants where students can eat. There are going to be convenience shops if students would like to buy any groceries, a gym, a pool, and all the other facilities that a student would require. A pharmacy, and this is going to be a student village rather than just a student hub. So that is something I would consider if you would decide to come to study in Malta, because I believe it is going to be the best option for housing for students.
Thank you very much. Do you have any questions? 何か質問とかあります？はい、どうぞ。
これ Okay. My name is Yoshi, and I have a question. And
Yes.
Can we choose a double major in the Malta University?
when you say double major in humanities, I would assume, right? Or something else.
Okay.
So let me explain the system how it is. I mean, we follow the British system entirely in this case. When you apply for, let's say you apply for a Bachelor of Arts degree, okay, following your foundation, you apply for a Bachelor of Arts in Bachelor of Arts degree. So you would have to choose two areas. So you would have Bachelor of Arts, for example, in international relations and sociology, two areas. Following the first year, you will have the following options. If you get a 60%, a 65% in one of those areas, like for example, you got all your results were above 65% in international relations, the average, not the average result was above 65%, then you would have the option to either drop the other area, okay, and focus on international relations and get an honors degree. Or you have the option of retaining the two subjects, the two areas, and proceed with both of the areas to get a degree in both of them. However, there is one important difference which I would like to highlight here. If you go for one single area, which in this case, to use the same example, it would be international relations, at the end of the course, you will have to submit what we call a dissertation. Okay, so in the third year of your course, because it would be 3 years, the final year, during the final year, you have to submit a dissertation. Okay, in the case of the other in the other case where you will be focusing on two areas, okay, in that case you don't have to submit a dissertation. However, the difference is here. If you decide following your degree, following your course to pursue for a master's degree at our university, you would have to do an additional course because to study at master's level, they would require you to have a very good grip of research. Okay, you would require they have to convince them that you know how to do research. Now, if you're looking at business, the business faculty, they have a slight different approach. You would study for the first 3 years, you would have the Bachelor of Commerce, then you can have two majors, okay? You can have two majors in your master's. So you will end up with Master of Science in marketing, for example, and strategic management. Okay? This is I don't know what is your interest. I mean, what is your area of studies? What you would like to study?
My study, I'm interested in the international relationship and marketing.
Well, international relations and marketing. In that case, what I would suggest to you is that you focus on international relations and communications, because marketing as a business course cannot be taken with international relations. But this is something that we can discuss. I mean, there are other options which we can offer to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. ありがとうね、剛君。はい、他には何かご質問とかございませんか？大丈夫？大丈夫かな？じゃあ、一旦、ここでね、医学部興味あるよとか、歯学部興味あるよっていう人以外は、一旦これでさよならさせてもらって、で、したいと思います。どうもありがとうございました。Mario, could you wait for a moment? Because some students need to talk about the medicine program more detail.
Not a problem, not a
Yeah,
problem.
thank you. じゃあ皆さん、他の皆さん、どうもありがとうございましたという気持ちでね、拍手で終わりにしたいと思います。どうもありがとうございました。Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello.
じゃあ、医学部興味ある、歯学部興味ある人残っといてください。ありがとうね。
あ、すみません。
はいはい。
獣医学ってどうですかね？
10位聞いてごらん。
Hi, I'm Jerry. Can I ask
Hello.
something?
Yes,
So,
of
is it possible to learn veterinary medicine in Malta?
Is it possible? I didn't get to.
veterinary
Veterinary medicine.
animal
not under-
medicine.
I'm sorry. I'm not understanding. I'm sorry.
Vet
Animal
medicine.
medicine.
A vet. Okay. Okay. I'm afraid no.
Okay.
That is the only course that we don't offer at this university. I am sorry, but no, we don't offer veterinary medicine. I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
じゃあ残ってらっしゃる方が医学部に興味あるのかな、医学部とか歯学部。どの分野に興味あるところ、自己紹介を含めて皆さん、ちょっと自己紹介して。はい。じゃあ、リサちゃんから。チャットチャットでもいいよ。その間にそれじゃあゆうくん自己紹介してもらってていい？話して話して。ダメなの？音声が厳しくて。ゆうちゃん。ゆう。じゃあ、葵さん。
Hello,
Hello. Hi.
I'm Ali.
Hello. Hi.
I'm interested in the function of the brain because my father became depression, so I want to learn about the function of the brain.
Yes. So basically, you would have two options because we do have a at the health sciences they have a specific department which specializes in mental health, but that would lead you to nursing in mental health. We do also have the social well-being faculty, which offer courses in psychology as well and counseling, if that might be of interest to you as well. And then obviously there is the other route, which is the medical route, which obviously would first need to complete the medicine and surgery, the doctorate in medicine, following which you would have the option to specialize in mental health. So what happens? I mean, what most of the doctors do. I mean, this is not just in Malta, but this is something which is, I believe, international at every other university. So as soon as you finish, after your 5 years, the doctors, they have to work for 2 years in the hospital, okay? And during those 2 years, they will be exposed to several areas, like, for example, mental health, respiratory, cardiology, and they will have an experience in all these areas. Following those 2 years, they have the option to specialize. And if you decide to specialize in mental health, then you will specialize in mental health and you will become a doctor in mental health, basically. But this is, I mean, if your target is that, you will first have to finish the doctorate in medicine and surgery.
Okay.
Okay.
前半でね、 医学部進学の道ルートみたいなお話はあったけども、そのあたりを皆さん理解してます？分かった？りみちゃん OK？ りさちゃんも大丈夫？料金も分かったよね。他に何か知りたいことってあったりします？リクワイアメントって話してた。私ちょっと離席しちゃったんで聞こえてなかったんだけど、高校の成績だとかもあるんだけど。話聞いてる？です。なさそうだね。マリオ、
Yes.
could you describe the entry requirement to get in the foundation program? I know that the student needs to study biology and chemistry, am I right? With
Mhm.
high grade.
Yes. So basically, those are the two main important courses. You would require in our system because this is how the university this is how they evaluate the applications. So they see what are the requirements for the locals, and then they adapt them to the international students. In this case, biology and chemistry, we require a B in our system. A B is equivalent to 70%. So what we normally do in this case is that we look at the school leaving certificate or at the transcript of the student, and they require at least a 70% or better in those courses which are compulsory. In this case would be biology and chemistry.
70% of grade
70%,
of
yes,
grade of
70%.
chemistry and
yeah. So in that case, biology, it cannot be just a pass mark of 55 because the student most probably won't be accepted in that case. It has to be above 70% to be equivalent to what we are requesting to our students here, because we do want, I mean, I think at that level, it is important that you at least, or as much as possible, you have the students at the same level. You cannot have one student who is struggling in biology and then other students who is excelling in biology in the same class. So they will try to make sure that the minimum level is at least being reached by everyone in the class.
So if the student is not have the same level of the Malta student, in that case, student needs to study from pre-foundation course.
Yes, the pre-foundation could be an option, but again, it is important. They still, even at pre-foundation, they still look at the grades, at the percentages and the grades at the school leaving certificate are a very important aspect, that a factor that I would say is one of the main determinants whether you would be accepted or not, even for the pre-foundation. So yes, pre-foundation, it might be they might be easier on that because they know that you still have 2 years to go. But still, I mean, student who is struggling in biology or who struggled in biology or chemistry during their post-secondary years, they will probably find it difficult to make it to the medicine and surgery course.
Yeah, I heard that the biology class in foundation class for medicine is more related to the body biology. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Body function or
Exactly, yes.
so as for Japanese student, it's kind of difficult. It's not
but yes, the thing is this, but if at least they have the basics of biology, which is they already understood the basics of biology and they have 70% or better in that, and they lack the human biology element, okay, I won't see that as the biggest issue because that can be tackled during the pre-foundation. But what I'm saying is, if a student has no idea of biology whatsoever, okay, or in your system you study a different type of biology or different elements of biology, and the student has no idea, or the student is struggling or did not manage to get a proper mark above 70, we know for a fact that the student, even if we are going to teach that human biology in the pre-foundation, the student is going to struggle because the basis, the foundation is not there. So I won't. Human biology is very important, but if it's just that which is missing, that can be tackled during the pre-foundation year. Yes. Obviously, much depends as well on the interview, as I said, on the selection interview. I mean, you have to convince the board that despite having you lack an particular element, you are good enough to work on that and fill that gap that you have.
Okay. 大丈夫そう？はい。何か質問とかあったりします？大丈夫？リアクションが大丈夫であればせめてリアクションでリアクション OK ダメとか OK
大丈夫です。
大丈夫 OK 大丈夫リサちゃんは OK 泣いてるわかんない録画してるんで後でよく聞いてもらうといいかなそしたら OK Mario thank you very much
You're very welcome, Yumiko. I am just an email away. If you need anything, you can share my email and my WhatsApp to the students who attended this year. Feel free to contact me, and even if you would like to speak to an academic coordinator, I would do my best to put you in contact. I mean, August is not the best time, to be honest, because the academics, some of them, they will be on leave during August, but most of them, they still do reply to emails, so we can still contact any coordinators. Okay.
Thank you very much.
One final thing.